If you've watched the news lately, you know that Louisiana is facing a $1.1 billion shortfall when temporary revenues expire this summer. But what does that actually mean? Let's look at the budget and find out. The budget shortfall is the gap between how much the state will collect in taxes in the 2018-19 budget year and what it will cost to keep state government programs running at current levels after adjusting for things like inflation and unavoidable costs. Things like an increase in public school enrollment. The full shortfall right now is projected at $1.136 billion. The reason people are calling it a fiscal cliff is because most of the shortfall is due to more than $1 billion in temporary tax measures that are set to expire on June 30th, 2018. People often find it surprising that $1.1 billion would be such a big problem for a state budget that totals over $32 billion per year. So let's go through the budget to find out why that $1.1 billion is creating so much heartburn. Here's the gist of the problem. The $1.1 billion has to come from a very small piece of the pie, discretionary money in the state general fund, which is just over $3.4 billion. This is the area of our state budget that makes up the majority of our funding for critical healthcare programs, higher education, including TOPS, and other important programs and services. So what is the rest of the money being spent on? Can't we just free it up to cover our other costs? Unfortunately, it's not that easy. 56% of non-discretionary state general fund goes to K-12 schools as required by the Louisiana Constitution. Other funding for things like public safety and health and human services are dedicated due to federal mandates and court orders. Certain obligations, like debt service, insurance, and retiree benefits, and incarceration, are unavoidable. Which leads to the common sense conclusion. Louisiana is at a critical moment. Our budget cannot sustain a $1.1 billion cut from $3.4 billion. It would be a devastating cut to the discretionary funds in the state general fund that are currently paying for higher education and critical healthcare services. Revenue is the solution. Common sense steps our state leaders can take would be to reduce the sales tax by phasing out the temporary sales tax increase and making up for the difference through income taxes. While the state has the highest in the nation's sales tax, our income taxes are relatively low compared to other states. There are many ways to do this, but one of the easiest fixes is to eliminate the state deduction for federal income taxes, which costs the state nearly $1 billion per year in lost revenue. By doing away with income tax breaks that mainly benefit the most powerful in the state, we can move toward a stable budget and tax system that funds important state priorities and thriving communities.